All right, what's up, guys? This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Sorry for the late start. Was having some technical difficulties. But yeah, big question of this podcast. Welcome, guys. Happy Monday, everybody. Big question of the podcast, obviously, is how far is this Philadelphia Eagles roster away from possible multiple contention? I think that's the main goal of every single team, all 32 teams. Um, when they're building their franchise, when they're putting their rosters together, when they're going into the off season thinking who are we gonna draft, they wanna know who the best player is gonna be for their team, the right fit, who's gonna perform well, who's gonna turn out to be good players for years and years to come. Well, guys, as we know, um, the Philadelphia Eagles had a great draft, and there is the possibility that the guys that they drafted are going to be here for years and years to come. So the question, as I said before, I'll say it again. King Miro, welcome to the chat today, my man. Happy Monday. How far is this Eagles roster away from multiple years of contention? And when I say multiple years of contention, honestly, we could compare it to the years of Andy Reid, Donovan McNabb, defensive coordinator Jim Johnson, those guys, the early 2000s. I think that obviously as Eagles fans, we want to get back to that because we were able to see our Eagles in the playoffs every single season. That's what I want to. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. And obviously, at the end of the day, I do want to see our Philadelphia Eagles get back to the big game and win the big game. And I do believe that there is the chance that we can do that. It just depends on how this entire thing plays out. And by the entire thing, I mean, God, I really do hope that Nakobe Dean is who we think he's going to be. And I really do hope that Jordan Davis is going to be who we think he's going to be. And I really do hope that James Bradbury was a good signing for this defense. I think he is. I mean, and the other thing to go along with that is obviously the biggest thing, which is Jalen Hurts going to progress? And I will give you my honest opinion in just a second. Let me get to King Miro's comment. King Miro says, can't remember who we signed today. Yeah, I can't remember his name either, honestly. It was a cornerback that we claimed from the Houston Texans. And reportedly it was a really good depth piece. So that's the big thing. That's the good thing. So let me bring this back up here for a second. He was a cornerback, which is interesting. It's interesting that he was a cornerback. We've been signing cornerbacks like crazy, for the whole competition thing. But I really wasn't expecting them to sign one that quickly, especially after the signing of James Bradbury just a few days ago. But they did. King Miro says Jimmy Moreland. There you go. Yeah, so that's right. It was Jimmy Moreland. So Jimmy Moreland was a guy I did recognize his name when we did go ahead and sign Jimmy Moreland. I do believe that he made some decent plays for the Houston Texans. I just remember his name for some reason. But yeah, anytime that they add depth to the cornerback position, I think is going to be a good thing. I always get excited when they add a cornerback because it's like, okay, well maybe that guy can come in and compete. Maybe that guy can come in and compete. It's going to be his year. Because obviously there's always that moment for these players. It's like when they're changing teams, it's like you never know which team is going to be the team where that player goes ahead and clicks, right? We've seen it with Rasul Douglas when he went to the Panthers, and then he had a good season, and then he went to the Packers, had an even better season. We saw it with Sidney Jones a little bit when he went to Jacksonville, I believe it was. Had a better season than he did with the Philadelphia Eagles, things of that nature. So, you never know. Jimmy Moreland could could come in and prove to be a better backup than any of the other guys that we got, honestly. And I think right now, obviously, the top 3 spots for cornerback that we have is Darius Slay, James Bradbury, and Avonte Maddox. So I think it's a fight for that that 4th spot, because I don't believe Zach McPherson, however you want to say his name. I think it's still up for debate. I don't think anybody's actually gotten it right. Has made that much of an impact. I don't think he's made that much of an impact. I don't think he's impressed all that much to actually secure that 4th spot. Remember, Zach McPherson, 4th round draft pick, was supposed to come in and possibly be, a guy that could compete, for the 2nd spot, even maybe before they signed Steven Nelson last year, late in July. But clearly they didn't think he was ready, because they signed Steven Nelson. And obviously with Steven Nelson leaving, we signed James Bradbury. So there's that. But I'm excited for the signing of Jimmy Moreland, and I think that he's going to provide some good camp competition, honestly. But let's go back to the original question. How far away is this team from multiple contention? Well, let's look at it. So obviously we drafted Nakobe Dean. Our linebacker core is better than it's been in a long, long time, with Nakobe Dean added in there, with the developing TJ Edwards, who got better as the year went on. We added Kaiser White, led the Chargers in tackles, was a great middle linebacker for the Chargers last year, and kind of manned the middle of that defense. And then obviously Davion Taylor started to make strides before he got injured. Davion Taylor started to make strides before he got injured last year, so he's going to be coming back. So, the linebacker core is young. There's talent there now. I don't think it's a position that needs worry anymore. As far as the defensive line is concerned, you gotta love the drafting of Jordan Davis. Obviously, we all love the drafting of Jordan Davis. He's gonna be a freaking stud. You pair him up with Fletcher Cox, it's gonna be good. You pair him up with Javon Hargrave, it's gonna be good. You got Brandon Graham coming back from injury, and you got Josh Sweat, who is still really young. They re-signed Derek Barnett. Now, I will say I dislike Derek Barnett as much as the next guy, but he's coming in as the 4th defensive end this year. He's coming in as the 4th defensive end because they signed Hassan Reddick. And so, what does that do? And where is Kayron Johnson gonna, or is it Kayvon or Kayron? I can't remember. But Kayvon Johnson, Kayron Johnson, where is he gonna end up? I believe he's gonna turn some heads, honestly. Kayron Johnson in camp, I think he's gonna turn heads. So it's all about youth. It's all about talent. I believe we got younger. I believe we got more talented on multiple levels of the defense. And same thing with the offense too. So, but the big question is, obviously, on offense is, how good is Jalen Hurts going to be? How good is Jalen Hurts going to be? Can Jalen Hurts take that next step with A.J. Brown added to the roster? As we saw, was the draft day trade. King says, I like Tay Gowan more than Zach, to be honest. Yeah, King, I got to agree with you on that one. I like Tay Gowan a lot. I like him more than Zach McPherson as well. Yeah, I wanted the Eagles to draft Tay Gowan. The Cardinals selected him a pick before we were drafting in the 6th round, and I believe that the Eagles were going to draft him. So it's kind of cool that the Eagles were able to trade for him in the Zach Ertz trade. I even like Kerry Vincent Jr. More than I like Zach McPherson. I just don't like Zach McPherson, honestly. I just don't. I didn't see the point in drafting Zach McPherson. He's more of a slot guy. And we didn't need a slot corner. Obviously, we have a slot corner. We have one of the top 10 slot corners, in my opinion, in Avonte Maddox. And he's only going to get better. So let me give my opinion on what I think Jalen Hurts is going to do this season. I think Jalen Hurts is going to take that step. Guys. I'll be completely honest with you. With AJ Brown added to this roster, his best friend, a guy that he knows really well, a guy that he has tons of chemistry with, I think it is going to be good news bears. Not bad news bears, but good news bears for Jalen Hurts in this offense. The hope is that Miles Sanders, and Devontae Smith is 23. AJ Brown is 24. Jalen Hurts is 23. Dallas Goedert is 27. Miles Sanders is 24, I think. 23 or 24. This offense is so young. Is so filled with youth and potential talent that it is ridiculous. If Jalen Hurts proves that he can be the guy this season, fucking great. It's great. It's great. There's so many things that we don't need to worry about if that's the fact. If Miles Sanders has a breakout season and they can resign Miles Sanders, then we can have Miles Sanders for years to come. But I'll tell you this. Howie is not rushing to the financial books to get Miles Sanders signed because Miles Sanders hasn't put up big contract running back numbers. He just hasn't done it. I mean, he went without a touchdown last year. How does that even happen? You're a big shot running back. How does that happen for you not to get at least one touchdown? Well, I will tell you this. Here in his defense, did they give it to Jalen Hurts on the 1 yard line? Yeah, they did. But you're a big play running back. Take it to the house. Take it all the way to the house. You get the 40-yard runs, you get the 50-yard runs, but you need to take it all the way to the fucking house. That's what you need to do. So if Miles Sanders can break out, Jalen Hurts can prove to be the guy, then we're looking at a great offense for years to come. Because A.J. Brown's on a 4-year deal. Dallas Goedert just got a deal. Devontae Smith is still on his rookie contract. Jalen Hurts is going to be on his rookie contract for at least one more year. If he proves to be the guy, he'll be signed next year, I bet. But it's up to Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is the guy that we got to think about re-signing. So Miles Sanders needs to break out. And if he does, then we have all of these guys under 25 right now that have tons of talent and that will be on the team for years to come. That's exciting to think about. And if you think about it, Chip Kelly destroyed the offense that we had. He got rid of Deshaun Jackson, got rid of Jerry Maclin, got rid of LaShawn McCoy. If Miles Sanders breaks out and Jalen Hurts proves that he's the guy, Howie Roseman rebuilt this offense. King says, no Jalen and how much of a leader he is. I believe Jalen will do much better than last year and take us far, but I don't see a Super Bowl yet. It doesn't have to be Super Bowl. It doesn't have to be Super Bowl yet. But I am on the precipice of wanting multiple years of contention because I do believe that this roster is a lot better. So I'm really excited to see what this defense is going to do with these pieces that we added. And I think that there's still another piece coming. I think that they do add another safety. But to be completely honest with you, I wouldn't mind it because I liked the progression that I saw from Marcus Epps last year. He got better with his closing speed, made some ferocious tackles. If he can improve on his coverage a little bit, he could be an above average safety, and maybe that's what we're looking at. But if they can pull off a trade for Jesse Bates or Clark from Baltimore, the defense has been completely turned around. The defense will have been completely turned around. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I can't wait, until I think it's I don't know when I don't remember when the first preseason game is, but and we'll see how much the starters on the offense play, but I do believe that the defensive starters are going to play a little bit. I do believe that Nakobe Dean is going to play, and I'm really so excited to see Nakobe Dean play. King says, let me just say this. I don't want another Carson Wentz on this team who just gives up. Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing that makes it hard, to just write Jalen Hurts off. Even when he was playing at his worst last season, is like he doesn't give up. He is the ultimate leader. He is everything from personality wise. He is everything that you want in a starting quarterback, but he's got to put it together. He still has to put all of the pieces together, and he has no excuse now because he has all the pieces on offense. And I believe King. I do believe King that he's going to take that next step, and we're going to see some improvement. Just how much improvement are we going to see is the question. But man, am I excited? I'm excited. I really am. I really, really am excited. And I can see 12 to 14 wins. I can see 12 to 14 wins. I can see 10 to 11 wins. But honestly, if I'm taking in the fact that I believe that Jalen Hurts is going to get better, I see 12 to 14 wins for this team moving forward. The other thing that I want to talk about, by the way, is there's a lot of reports about this year being dream team, being compared, this roster being compared to the dream team, way back in 2007, and that frustrates me. It frustrates me because there's no comparison. There's no comparison. Like I don't want to I hate reading that. I hate hearing that. I really do. And I just wanted to get that out there. There's no comparison. The Eagles, it was in a non-cap year. It was in a non-cap year because the league was in a lockout. The Eagles traded for Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie and Nnamdi Asomugha. They signed Vince Young. They signed Jason Babin. They also signed a bunch of other guys. And guys that didn't fit. They were just signing players. What's the similarity? What's the similarity to how is it comparable? It's not comparable. The Eagles had a great draft. They got one of the biggest draft steals probably in draft history that I remember, in drafting Nakobe Dean in the third round. That's about it. And then as far as their free agents are concerned, what they signed Hassan Reddick, and then after that they were pretty much null and void except for Pascal, and then they were able to trade for AJ Brown on draft day, and then now later in the game they signed James Bradbury. Not dream team, just value and scheme fit. Not the same thing. Not the same thing. But hey, that's about it. Me personally, to answer my own question, the reason for this stream, I don't think that we're that far away from multiple years of contention. I think we're getting close. And I'm excited for it. But that's all I wanted to say. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles, the DB Talking Now podcast. King, thank you so much for joining in, my man. One love. Stay safe, stay healthy. Happy Monday, and go Birds, baby.